And we do have, let the records reflect that we do have a quorum for this Board of Zoning Appeals meeting, March 4th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. And we welcome Ms. Torsia Wirtz. Thank you for willing to serve. Also, for the record, I will be running the meeting for the first case, but I am abstaining from voting because of relationship with the Brewers. And she has my paperwork. And we will also have some housekeeping, please. Cellular devices, if you can't silence them, turn them off. Also, when you're speaking, consider yourself under oath because this is a quasi-judicial board. And third, when you're speaking, after you're recognized, approach the podium. You have the sign-up sheet.
It will be up there.
It'll be on the podium. You'll write your name on there, sign your name, and then you'll state your name and address for the records because all this is being recorded. And if you like it, you can go home and watch it too on YouTube. And after your case is heard, feel free to quietly exit. There's no problem with that. That way you can get Shrove Tuesday pancakes cooked and delivered. All right. The next item of business is the approval of minutes from the January 7th, 2025.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as stated.
Second.
And Mr. Ty moves to approve. Mr. Hughes seconds. All in favor, raise your hand. Opposed? That it is unanimous. The minutes are approved. Next, we have case number SE 01-03-04-25, a special exception request for a campground recreational vehicle RV park. The property is located at 1708 Whippoorwill Road, Prosperity, tax map 582-10. And I want a question that Ned Trudy, y'all are Prosperity address, not Little Mountain. Good deal. Thank you.
All right, the applicants are here, property owners and applicants are here tonight. Currently, they own the property that's outlined in blue. There's currently a manufactured home on the property that will be moved. The applicants is asking for an RV special exception. So the way it works in Newberry County is you are allowed to have one RV that is your property, on your property. If you have a friend coming, that's, they can come and leave, but you can't have more than one. So what the applicants are wanting to do is have a maximum of 3 RV spots on this property. They have horses and like to do the horse riding and trail rides, and these would be spots for their friends to come down, trail ride with them, and then they would be leaving no long-term situation here. There is a septic tank on the property, and DHEC will allow 3 campers to 1 installed septic system. So that's where the 3 comes from. They have provided a site plan of where the 3 sites will be, and that's in your packet. All in the location of where the current manufactured house is. One other thing I'd like to draw your attention to is they did go to all the neighboring residents and let them know what they were doing, and they signed, and we have had no calls for questioning or concerns with the proposed RV park.
Does this board have any questions of Ms. Katie?
Did I understand you say that the guests that come will have an RV left permanently on the
No, they
site?
will not. There will be no permanence. Yeah, this will be no long-term staying.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Ms. Katie, will it be in the variance, the request for the part that it will be limited to 3?
That is not in what the request is. If y'all would like to limit it in the motion for it to stay 3, you can do that.
Okay.
Any other questions of Ms. Katie? Thank you, ma'am. Either the Brewers would wish to say anything, or did Ms. Katie explain it clear?
I mean, she explained it clearly.
You're under no obligation to speak, Ned.
No, I don't mind at all. I just, there's 3 campsites, and all that.
Oh, sign, you got to sign, please.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's just for the record.
I can,
And go ahead and state your name.
I'm Ned Brewer. We live at 1685, I'm nervous.
You live across the
1685 Whippoorwill, which is straight across from the trailer. And like I said, just would like to do this if possible. We've spoken with, I've went and talked to my neighbors to make sure, because I would not destroy my neighborhood. We've been there, well, she's been there all her life. I've been there for 40-plus years, and like I told them, if they had a quorum with it, we would stop before we got this far. So I just want to let I've went and done my due diligence to talk to them. As a matter of fact, even with the package, we even called Katie, because I didn't want it saying it was an RV park, because we don't want to go over 3. I'm not going to destroy my property.
That's right.
And all. So I just want to make that clear. So.
Well, also, I have the question.
All
The
right.
number 3 came up, would that be acceptable? Or do you need more than 3? I mean,
No, 3 is, like I said, because if we go more than 3, we're going to have to start taking down forest
so
and all
it
that.
would be okay if this board says 3 places?
You ain't going to hurt my feelings.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
3 only.
3 only.
Yeah.
Up to 3. Does the board have any questions of Mr. Brewer? There is a pen up there right now, okay. All right. Is there anyone here speaking against this special exception? All right, hearing none. Anyone else speaking in favor of this special exception? All right. I declare the deliberations closed. Do I need to read the 15301s, or do I?
Just
The standard finding of facts. Where are they in this?
They're on the staff report, bottom of the staff report.
Bottom of the staff report. Next page. All right, I was right. Okay. We will be reading per section 153053D of the zoning ordinance, and the use will not materially endanger the public health or safety if located, designed, and proposed to be operated according to the information submitted. Is that,
Yes, because this is a special exception.
I just want to make sure I'm on the right one.
Yep, yes, sir.
Start with me.
Yes, I'll be good, Mr. Ty.
Okay, I concur.
Agreed.
Concur.
Agree.
I'm sorry.
I concur on that too.
Now you, Mr. Bowling,
Concur.
and I'm abstaining. Number 2, the use complies with all regulations and standards of this ordinance. Mr. Ty.
I'll agree with that.
Agree.
Agree.
I agree on it, Chairman.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
The use will not substantially injure the value of adjoining properties, or the use is a public necessity. Mr. Ty.
I agree.
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 Agree on that.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
The location and character of the use, if developed according to the information as submitted and approved, will be in harmony with the area in which it is to be located. Mr. Ty.
I'll agree.
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 Agree on that, Mr. Chairman.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
The use will not create traffic impacts that will endanger public safety or create or contribute to congestion. Mr. Ty.
I agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree.
Agree also.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
The use will not create noise, light, glare, odor, or obstruction of airflow on adjoining properties. Mr. Ty.
I agree.
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 That the proposed use will not be in conflict with, but will further the objectives of the Newberry County Comprehensive Plan for the area in which it is located. Mr. Ty.
I agree.
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 Agree on that.
Agree.
All right, at this time, I will entertain a motion. We are 100% in favor of the finding of facts.
Move to accept as requested, Mr. Chairman.
Are we going to put up to 3?
That's what I was,
Any need to.
Okay.
you don't think?
No, he said
No, okay.
approve.
Move to accept as requested without any stipulations.
All right.
I'll second.
And Mr. Patrick seconds. All in favor, raise your hand, please, for the record. It is unanimous. I'm not voting. I just raised your hand. Thank you. You need to get with her. Don't do anything, Miss Katie, before you could do something. Thank you. Don't burn those pancakes.
Come on down to Mount
All right. Next case, number VA 01-03-04-25, a variance request for the relief of the required 7-foot side property line to be 5.5 foot from the side property line for a storage shed. The property is located at 224 Cove View Road, Prosperity, tax map number 591-1-1-44. Ms. Katie.
So I had a typo on the staff report. It is correct on the variance application. This is actually a 1.5 foot variance, so it's correct on the variance application that's in your packet. That was just a typo on my behalf on the staff report. So this is a 1.5 foot, it's a 5.5 foot variance to be 1.5 foot from the property line. So please make that change on your staff report.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a variance request for the relief of the required 7-foot side property line setback to be 1.5 foot. So currently, the property owner has a storage building on the property. It was brought to our attention that it was not permitted, so we contacted Mr. Steets and started the application process for a zoning permit, where we discovered that he did not currently meet the 7-foot side property setback. It's been there for quite a while. We've had no other complaints once the property was posted, but we're doing this tonight for compliancy with the zoning ordinance.
Questions from the board for Ms. Katie? Thank you, Ms. Katie. Anyone here speaking on favor or behalf of this? Please sign.
Hello, my name is Joseph Steets. I live at 224 Cove View Road. I'm the one who requested the variance. As Katie had mentioned, it's a storage shed. The homes and lots in the Grant Williams estate there are very narrow lots. I mean, a lot of them are like 40 feet or so. And the home is very small, and the shed is needed for storage space and whatever. It was brought to my attention that, it wasn't in compliance with zoning and stuff, so that's why I completed the paperwork that was necessary, so I'd be in compliance with the requirements in Newberry County. It is kind of a hardship because of the size of the lots there. And the homes are very small. They were originally built as, just weekend cabins. So the extra space is definitely needed. It is off the property line. There is it is in unison with the house, where the house is on the property line. The storage shed is kind of right in line with it. A couple of my neighbors, my daughter, showed up. The neighbors, the one has a variance similar to mine that I'm requesting. The other one is my neighbor that is adjoining where the variance is requested for, and he has no complaints about this going through.
All right.
Any other questions?
And the building is sitting there, and it is 1.5 feet off the line.
Right.
Okay.
And it's been there for years.
I understand. The board have any further questions, Mr. Steeks?
Just an observation, everything's hugging that line, that property line, isn't it?
Oh, the houses, yeah, the gutters, like, right, but that's how they built them back 60 years ago.
That's right. All right.
And the lots are just so narrow that there's not a lot to work with, It's kind of a hardship trying to fit things in.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone here speaking against this variance request? Is there anyone else here would like to speak in favor of the variance request? Please come up, sign the form, and then state your name and address for the records, please.
My name's Jerry Weatherford. I'm at 234 Covey Road. Joe's property, as he was stating, his gutters are actually over the line. And this was part of the process back in the day. So one of the two reasons I want to speak today, it was there. I'm okay with it being there. But as this area gets turned over, the county ought to think about, based on those 45 to 50-foot lots, if what's acceptable for everybody else is acceptable for that area.
Right.
And maybe limit some of the meetings for this reason. I'm okay with Joe leaving the shed where it is.
All right. Board have any questions of Mr. Butler? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Anyone here would like to speak against this variance request? Anyone else would like to speak in favor of this variance request? I declare the deliberations closed, and we will go to our dear friends, 153-052, C1 through 5. Number one, there are extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to a particular piece of property. Mr. Ty.
I agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree.
Agree also.
Agree. Agree.
Agree.
And I agree. These conditions do not generally apply to other property in the vicinity or in that district, Mr. Ty.
I agree.
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 Agree. Agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
I agree. Because of these conditions, the application of the ordinance to a particular piece of property would effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict use of the property. Mr. Ty.
I agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree.
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 The authorization of the variance will not be of substantial detriment to adjacent property or the public good, and the character of the district will not be harmed by the granting of the variance. Mr. Ty.
I agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree.
Agree.
Agree. Agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
I agree. The effect of the variance would not allow the establishment of a use not otherwise permitted in the zoning district, would not extend physically a non-conforming use of the land, would not change the zoning district boundaries shown on the official zoning map. Mr. Ty.
I agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree.
Agree also.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
And I agree. We are all unanimous in the finding of fact. I'm prepared for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the 1.5-foot variance from the property line.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Ty made the motion, Mr. Pat second. Excuse me. All in favor, please raise your hand. It is unanimous, the variance is granted. I don't know, he normally has to wait 30
He's
days.
good.
Okay. He didn't wait long enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Case number VA 02-03-04-25, a variance request for the relief of the required 7-foot side property line to be 0 feet from the side property line for a storage shed. The property is located at 1875 Hollins Landing Road, Prosperity, Tax Map 594-30. Is that right, 0 feet?
Yes, sir. So one little bit of a, not change, but clarification is this is actually not a storage building. It's a detached enclosed garage. That was my fault. I thought it was a storage building, but it's a detached enclosed garage. So yes, the applicants are asking for a variance to be on the property line. One thing for the board to consider is this the same concept as putting a fence on the property line. When you put any structure on the property line, that means you're giving your neighbor the permission to basically attach to it, paint it. It's on the shared property line, so therefore they have the right to that side of the building. So that's just one thing I want to caution the board about tonight is if it goes on the property line, I want everybody to understand that the neighbors would have the right to attach to it or, you know, do whatever to that side of the building as it is on the property line.
So what you're saying, if they put something on the property line, somebody else have right to it
The
also?
neighbor that shares that property line, if that building is dead on the property line, the neighbor, I can't see the number, they actually could, you know, put a flower hanger post on it or whatever because it's on their side of that property line.
Okay.
Typically, we try to advise at least going half a foot off so that the neighbor can't touch it. You know, they're requesting the 0, so that's what we're presenting tonight. I just want everybody to understand that if it is on the property line, the neighbors would have the right. There's, you know, if it's approved, they would have the right. Will they ever? You know, I can't answer that, but it does give the neighbor, current neighbor, or any future neighbor the right to attach to it, essentially.
Put another garage on the other side of it.
Yes, sir.
Was that explained to the applicant, when the applicant?
Okay, yeah. I was out of the office, so I'm not sure exactly what all was explained, but yes, I mean, when something is same as a fence, if you put a fence or anything on that property line, whatever side is to the neighbor, they do have the right to paint it, attach to it. You know, they can't take it up, but they do have rights to that structure.
And I've heard of people, that is their wall, and then they build something going the other way, so you were sharing a wall.
So, you know, if the applicants here tonight are okay with a half a foot, I mean, that could be put in the motion. I just wanted everybody to be on the same page with, you know, what the rights of the neighbors are with it at a 0 lot line. Does that mean it can't be approved? It can be. I wanted that for the record, that if, you know, if it gets approved, then the neighbors would have the right to attach if they were to choose to.
Well, and my concern being 0, I don't know if you got 2 or 3 surveyors to survey the property, if it'd be on 0, would they all get the same zero line? I mean, they should,
With new
but-
technology, state coordinates, you should, but if it's an older survey and we're going off old survey lines, it could be off some.
Right.
And then we're to the point of, if they were our surveyor, then it's over, are we moving it? So there's just some cautionary points. I just, again, not saying it can't be approved by any means, just throw in some cautionary points.
That's why I wanted to bring up my concern to the board as well. All right? Any other questions of Ms. Katie? Okay. Mr. Otto, I take it, all right, if you'll sign that form, please. You're running into that situation now. Would your mama, at your mama's?
It's coming up.
I didn't realize that for the zero, could change it to a foot would be fine. That
Okay,
way-
wait a minute. For the record, your name is,
Jeff Otto.
okay, Jeff Otto. Okay.
First time up here.
That's all right, that's all right. And you are at the address is
Yes.
1875 Holland's Landing?
Yes,
All right, thank you. So you are acceptable to change it to
yes. 1 foot,
1 foot?
please.
1 foot?
Yes.
1 foot? Well, that would work.
The only reason I was thinking zero, because I have a limited amount of space, and until I get the property surveyed, I'm not exactly how big of a barn I can go with.
I understand, but you understand our concerns.
Yes, but I wasn't told that when we asked for the hearing
That's
and
right.
stuff, so that 1 foot's fine.
There's no harm, no foul. There's not a post in the ground.
Okay.
We're good now. And Miss Katie, you,
Yeah, we just put that in the motion and we're good with that.
okay, so that, if it goes to pass, we'll put that in the motion, all
Yeah.
right?
The reason for this is, if you look at the map, I have a 33-foot leeway or easement on Holland's Landing Road, so I can't put anything up towards the front of the road, and I have a 15-foot right-of-way off of Sunrise Lane, plus the additional 25-foot for each.
It burns up a lot of property.
So it leaves me about 4 foot in front of my house to put something. So the only place I really have it is on that one end, at the property line there.
All right.
Are you good? You said to change the dimensions of your barn.
Well, I got price for it 18 by 20, or 32, because I wasn't sure where my property line was. I have to have property surveyed before I make a final decision.
Will that still work if you
Yes.
back off a foot?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure. I may even go to 20-foot wide since if I get the approval. I just don't know until I get the survey done on the property, which I was waiting to do, see if I was going to be able to proceed from this point before I spent the money for getting the survey.
All right.
So if this is approved, then I'll have the property surveyed so I know exactly where the property line is.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Mr. Jeff?
Thank you.
Thought I heard a question.
Nope, you got your questions, got it? All right. Is there anyone here speaking against this variance request? Is there anyone else here speaking in favor of this variance request? And no one speaking against, so I declare the deliberations closed. We will go to our dear friends 153-052C 1 through 5. There are extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to a particular piece of property. Mr. Ty.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree.
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 Agree, Mr. Chairman.
I agree. These conditions do not generally apply to other property in the vicinity or in that district. Mr. Ty.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree.
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 Agree on it, Chairman.
Agree.
I agree. Because of these conditions, the application of the ordinance to a particular piece of property would effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict use of the property. Mr. Ty.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree.
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 Agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
I agree. The authorization of the variance will not be a substantial detriment to the adjacent property or the public good, and the character of the district will not be harmed by the granting of the variance. Mr. Ty?
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree.
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 Agree, Chairman.
Agree.
I agree. The effect of the variance would not allow the establishment of a use not otherwise permitted in the zoning district, would not extend physically a non-conforming use of the land, would not change the zoning district boundaries shown on the official zoning map. Mr. Ty?
Agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree.
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 Agree, Mr. Chairman.
Agree.
And I agree. We are unanimous on the finding of fact. I am prepared for a motion, and if you,
Move the variance be granted
with,
1 foot.
with a 1 foot restriction off the property line.
thank you, Mr. Hugh. And
Second, Mr. Chairman, with 1 foot off the property line.
thank you, Mr. Boland. Second, Mr. Hugh made the motion. All in favor, please raise your hand. It is unanimous. Your variance of 1 foot off the property line is granted. And Ms. Katie will tell you how long you need to wait.
Just call me tomorrow.
Next on our agenda, I heard something about the next meeting, April 1st. Is that going to be April Fool's meeting? We won't meet.
We're not meeting.
We're not
And that's
meeting.
not a joke.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Mr. Otto,
Ladies.
Yep.
Mr. Otto, has the big new restaurant opened up down there yet?
Yes.
They open
Yes,
Saturday, but they don't have their liquor license yet. Bring your own wine or beer.
BYOB.
Got trained.
Only wine or beer. What's the name?
Yes, thank you.
What's the name of the restaurant?
All right, and so the training will be April 9th, correct?
You just listen to the prompts to the beginning. Yes, April 9th, Ms. Joni Winters, the county
Well, thank
attorney,
y'all.
Thank y'all.
is going to be presenting again, and we're going to do some real-life scenarios on how to handle things in here.
In here.
Mhm.
What's the hours, Mr. Chairman?
I think we said 3 to 5.
3 to 5.
And that will get your full 3 hours.
It did last time. She did a wonderful job.
did a good job.
She's very,
She knows her stuff.
she knows her stuff, and she makes it very, you don't lose focus with her. She keeps it enlightening, and you can follow her.
Now, Ms. Torch, I understand you've already had your 6 hours, but if you are available, that would be
That would be a great one to come
It
over.
is. It's real life training. It's,
Yeah, we're gonna do some, what ifs, just some things that may come up that we've not been addressed with, how to handle them. So kind of out of the boring stuff into real life situations.
and it gives you an opportunity to ask a question,
Yes. And get a.
what if,
Yes.
and then she can tell you.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I mean, that's what the others. Ready for a meeting, for a motion?
Yeah, make a motion to adjourn.
And got a second by Mr. Patrick.
Yes.
All in favor, arise and depart in peace.